Hey guys, welcome back to Mental Muse 2.0. This is going to be a new playlist. I won't always have this introduction at every video on this playlist, but since this is the first one, let me explain a little bit what I'm going to do. I am going to call this playlist Storytime. It is going to be some interesting, mostly probably children's books that I come across that I think that are being put out there that our children are reading. This particular series, it's going to be 8 books. It's going to be a slow process, but I'm going to get around to doing all 8 of them. But I'm going to allow you guys to choose by commenting below on which one I should do next after I finish one. I want to tell you a little backstory about why I started this particular little series. Not the actual playlist, but this series, because this series has 8 books in it. And I thought it was kind of interesting. And then when I start if I start a new book or a new series or whatever, it will be in a different video, but it will be on the same playlist. So you guys will y'all know. So especially by the title. As you guys know, or I've hinted, my daughter, who is supposedly going into her senior year, so she's, we're doing the whole college thing and trying to get everything together, and she's getting her volunteer hours and everything, and I ended up going ahead and she's doing volunteering at one of the local libraries, and that's nearby. And we thought it was kind of interesting. While she's there, she's usually like dusting the shelves, doing the stuff that basically the paid workers don't want to do. So anyways, so she decided to, dust a little bit. And so while she was there, sometimes when she comes across interesting books, she ends up, she'll take a picture of it and, send it to me and let me know, hey, Mom, look at this. Or, hey, or she comes across books that she remembers when she was a child. And she's like, no way, I'm that old now. It's, I remember reading this book, and so forth. Because my child, she's definitely a huge reader. She's a book lover. So, yeah. So she came across this one book, and I was like, oh my God, I gotta have that because that'll be perfect for YouTube. So, especially for my channel. If you guys have followed me before I changed my channel up a little bit, if you followed me on when it was just Mental Muse, and I had a bunch of playlists, y'all know I did a lot of conspiracy stuff. I did a lot of things, theories, ideas, whatever they want to call it. I'm trying to use the proper terms so I don't get, strikes. But, so I ended up, I had a bunch of things that are going to be in this book, in this series actually, that I'm going to read to you guys. I'm going to start with one book at a time, and then, because this book, it is pretty expensive to purchase, I believe, for a children's book, and as short as it is, I'm talking about it's under 20 pages, and they're like, it's that kind of, and the type font is kind of big, so it's not like it's a typical read. It says chapters, but really a chapter is 1 page, so and then the next page has like a whole photo. I will include the photos, but I'm going to read to you guys what it says. So, but if you already know about this book and you know about this series, then that's awesome. Comment down below and let me know how you came across it or whatever, because I find it kind of interesting that she's volunteering at one of a small library in a small town, and they only have one book out of this whole 8 book series, and it's not the book that I'm going to read to you guys. I actually bought this book on Amazon, but I told her, I said, hey, maybe I can check those books, I can check them out, and then I can read them. And I thought I could do it back to back because they are short. And not only that, it wouldn't cost me anything, and then I can return them, whatever. But apparently, they only had one copy, and it was only a few days after I came up with that idea that when I went to the library, that particular library, signed up, got a library card, because I wasn't even counting on, because I never go to that library, so I don't ever count on getting a library card. But I figured if I'm gonna get that book, I need to get a library card. So, but she was like, I don't see any other books by that author. And the author only does only did this series, which I find it very interesting. And very kind of suspect. I mean, because when I tell you the title of this book and the series and so forth, you're gonna be like, what? Oh, you're thinking that is kind of weird, right? So anyway, she only came across that one book. So when I went to go to the library, got a library card, was going to go check out that book, and then I had to look because we couldn't figure out where exactly. Because, if you go to a library, the children's book section is not organized. It's not like how it is with adult books. That sounded wrong, but you know what I mean, like on the adult size. And it's not like, because the books are usually so skinny and so small that it's hard to put like a label with numbers, an author, whatever it is, for the fiction, nonfiction, whatever it is, on the spines of the books. So typically those books are usually labeled. And not only that, a lot of kids don't know how to find. They don't know the Dewey Decimal System. They don't understand how to find library books. So they only know, hey, what it's going to be about, or what the topic that they're looking for. That's all they know. They only know the genre. That's it. Yeah. But she came across it, I guess, when she was dusting, and she was like, that sounds interesting. She sent me a photo of the one book, and so when I went to try to check it out, it was gone. So, I guess it was checked out. So I actually placed a hold on it, and it's been over a week, going on almost 2 weeks now, and I have yet to get a call or a notification told that, hey, it is that it's back. So then again, she told me, she's like, hey, don't worry about it because summer reading's not over yet. So some of the kids sometimes will, leave books out a little longer, so hopefully, be back in soon. So, but that particular book will be, I have to wait until it comes back in order to be able to do a video on it, on that book that's in the series. I mean, you can read any of the books out of order. There's no particular order to read them in, but there's 8 books. It's this whole series, and I did go. So I thought, well, let me check out my other libraries. I checked out 4 or 5 other libraries, even some that are not even nearby me, and no one else has these books. And I thought, that is crazy. One, the library is a governmental building, so I would think it would be interesting not to have these books. And it's kind of, and I'm thinking the only way this library had this book was maybe because somebody donated it, and somehow it got on the shelf because they only have one copy. So I thought, well, okay, let me look on Amazon. I mean, it's a children's book. It can't be that expensive. And I thought, well, I could purchase the book. I can do what I have to do. If I do it a certain time frame, I could always try to return it and then hopefully get a refund, from Amazon. I don't see any harm in that. I mean, I'm pretty sure people do it all the time, even though it seems kind of unethical, but I think people do it all the time. So, I mean, I remember back in the day when, we were kind of broke and stuff, and we would go to the bookstore, we would go and we would, purchase books. I go home, read them a little bit. We basically treated the bookstore like it was the library, but we knew we had a certain deadline to bring back as long as we kept it in good condition and we kept the receipt. I mean, we can get a refund, or we can be like, hey, you want to exchange it for a different book or whatever. We didn't do it very often because I know they kind of keep tabs on so many returns in a short period of time, but every once in a while, we did that. So, I mean, if times are hard, I mean, I know some of you guys would understand that. And there's not a whole lot of bookstores out there anymore, because everything is now streaming. Now everything's, you could just listen, audio books. So if you're buying a book, I mean, it's one of those things that they're expecting you to kind of keep it. And as an author myself, I really believe that, it's not fair to the author if you keep returning a book, so if you're going to buy a book, try to keep it. But in my case, for this thing, I have no use for children's books, and I just don't want to keep a bunch of, I did buy recently a bunch of children's books that I remember growing up that are classics that I remember growing up and seeing them in the classroom, and they're hard to come by a little bit, at least in good condition. So I did buy those, and I am planning on keeping them because they remind me of my childhood and good times and so forth. But this particular book in this series, I have no attachment to it. So I see no reason for me to keep the books. So, I mean, you're talking about, they're about $30 a piece, and you're talking about it's literally under 20 pages long. I mean, so it just doesn't make sense. So, for me to keep the books. But then again, I may decide to keep them. I don't know. But, it's all up to you guys. If you guys, obviously there's not going to be no repetition of the books. When I went on Amazon and I looked up the books, I saved them for later in my cart, basically. They're about $30 almost a piece, and there's 8 of them. Obviously one of them I got, which is the one I'm going to read today, and I got lucky. It was only like $4 or $5. And then if the library ever contacts me, hopefully the other book is in good condition. If it gets returned, that's one book I won't have to buy. So really I would only have to buy 6 books, and then I probably end up having to return them. But I'll only end up buying one at a time, so as I get them. But that's why I'm going to allow you guys at the end of each story, I'm going to, you'll see it on your screen. I'm also including photos, so you'll see it on the screen, the list of the books, and you get to choose which book for me to do next, and then I'll go from there. If you're curious, if I don't believe. You can check them out and see if your library has the books and read it on your own. That's fine. But, I mean, I highly doubt it. These books, I mean, this author didn't write any other books. He only wrote these books, and that was it. And I thought, I wonder why. So, with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and start, and I hope you guys enjoy it. And like I said, I know this intro is very long. It's longer than what I anticipated. I was thinking maybe like a good 5, 6, 7 minutes I would talk about it, but I'll give you a background a little bit. So now I'm just going to right now I am just going to read the book, and you guys will decide which one I should read next at the end. So if you're already here, before you get started, go ahead and hit that like button, hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any of the story times and any videos I post and stuff like that. And if this is not your forte, that is okay. This is why we make playlists, so you can check out my other videos. Many of them are very lengthy, so yeah. I'm still working on the cult video that I'm working on. It is, I'm going to let you guys know right now, it is very lengthy. I may make it where you really don't have to actually watch, but I do have some video segments within the video, so it may make sense to watch those parts. But other than that, you can just pop your earbuds in and just listen. It is, right now I'm at almost 7 hours into it, and it's one big long video. I mean, it's like literally it would take you all night if you listen all the way through. A lot of it is factual, and then it's like probably a quarter to 3/4 of it is probably my opinion, as well as I guess my thought processes on it. But I did it. It's a huge iceberg, so I try to add more to what other people had put in their videos about the same cult, and I tried to do as much as I could. I mean, it's starting to get watered down, so yeah, because I'm kind of late to the game on it, because I debated whether I wanted to do it or not, and yeah, so. Okay, so that's a little tease on that one. So look forward to that one. Hopefully I'm going to have that one out sometime this weekend, or by Monday or Tuesday at the latest of next week. So with that being said, let's get into story time. Hello, so welcome to story time. I'm Mental Muse 2.0, and today's story is part of an 8-part series, and each book is going to supposedly debunk conspiracy theories. There is 8 stories. Today's story is The Illuminati Controls Everything, and so it is by V.C. Thompson. This author supposedly only wrote these 8 books, and that was it. I think it's find it interesting. So, let's get into it. Debunked. Conspiracy theories. The Illuminati controls everything. About the author, V.C. Thompson is a nurse and author living in Michigan. V.C. is husband to his lovely wife, Anna. Together, they are the proud parents of 2 children, one in heaven and one newborn. His mission in life is to share his faith through the written word and the healing hand. It's kind of funny how your mission is to share your faith through the written word and the healing hand when you write books about debunking conspiracy theories. So, let's get into it. So, the introduction. The world is full of mysteries. Mysteries are things or events that cannot be easily explained. Some mysteries are conspiracies. Conspiracies are secret plans made by a group of people. Most conspiracies are stories that have no evidence. Evidence is proof. It is fact or fiction. It is fact or information that supports a claim. Some conspiracies are later found out to be true, but most conspiracies are false. Sometimes it is hard to tell which conspiracies are true and which are false. So there are many unsolved mysteries. Cleopatra and Mark Antony's tomb is a famous unsolved mystery. No one knows where they are buried. People who believe in conspiracies are called conspiracy theorists. Theorists are people who explain things with ideas called theories. Most people think conspiracy theorists are wrong. Some conspiracy theories are easy to prove, others wrong. Others are harder to prove wrong. Some are funny, others are very serious. Some people call conspiracy theories crazy or stupid. This is hurtful. It is wrong to attack people, even if what they think is incorrect. Instead, the conspiracy theory should be examined. To examine a conspiracy theory, look at the evidence. Almost every claim has evidence. What matters is how much evidence there is and how strong it is. This tells us if the theory is true or false. Let's take a look at a popular conspiracy theory. Don't forget to keep track of all the evidence. At the end, see if you can debunk this conspiracy yourself. There are secret societies, and then there are secret underground cities. They are found around the world. Chapter 1. The Premise. Every country has a ruler. Some countries have presidents. The United States has a president. Other countries have a queen or king. The United Kingdom has kings and queens. A handful of countries have dictators. Dictators are people who rule by force. North Korea has a dictator. Wherever you go, somebody is in charge. There is always a person or group that makes the laws. In the United States, Congress does this. Other people enforce the laws. Police enforce the laws. Together, these groups help the people in that area. This is what we call the government. Sometimes governments of different countries fight each other. Usually, the most powerful government wins. But which government is the most powerful? Is it the ruler of the strongest country? Is it the ruler with the most land? Is it the ruler with the most people? These are all good guesses. But what if someone could rule the whole world? Have you ever wondered if anyone rules the rulers? What if they were so powerful that nobody knows them? This idea of a secret ruler has a name. It's called the Illuminati conspiracy theory. This conspiracy theory claims a secret society controls everyone. There are many secret societies. Some of the societies started at Yale University in Connecticut. Many famous people claim to be members, but not much is known about the societies. Illuminati is Latin for enlightened. To be enlightened is to understand something. The Illuminati is a real group. In 1776, the group formed in Bavaria. Bavaria is now part of Germany. Its members fought against religious groups. They fought against political groups. They tried to stop rulers from controlling society. Many religions and groups did not like them. They tried to end the Illuminati. Conspiracy theorists believe the Illuminati still exists. They think its members rule the world. They say certain famous people are members. There is a great deal of evidence for this conspiracy. Let's examine it further. Let's talk about Adam Weishaupt. Adam Weishaupt is the founder of the Illuminati. He was born in 1748 in Bavaria, Germany. His father was a lawyer who died when Weishaupt was young. Weishaupt went to live with a family friend named Baron Johann von Ichthoff Ishtov was very intelligent. He had a library of books. Washop was raised by intelligent people. At the time, religion was popular, but Washop didn't believe in religion. He believed in rationalism. Rationalism is a belief that only facts matter. Emotions and religion do not matter. Washop preached this belief, but in secret. This was the start of the Illuminati. It was officially founded in 1776. He attracted many people. He believed in removing moral, religious, and social rules. Washop's followers became spies. They spied on the government. They spied on churches. Washop believed that secrets controlled societies. He wanted to control society to make people free. He believed this led to happiness. Chapter 2. The Triangle. The Conspiracy. The Illuminati has a symbol. The symbol is an eye inside a triangle. The symbol is called the Eye of Providence. Providence means God's power. This symbol is also called the all-seeing eye of God. This symbol pops up everywhere. It's on clothes and jewelry. Some famous people form a triangle with their hands, or they cover one eye. They often do this on stage or in photo shoots. Conspiracy theorists say this is because there are Illuminati members. Why else would these powerful people all love triangles? The Illuminati triangle can be found in other places. Look at the dollar bill. On the back, there is an eye inside a triangle. That's a strange symbol to have on a dollar bill. Does this mean that the Illuminati controls money too? The Bermuda Triangle is another mystery involving a triangle. It is in the North Atlantic Ocean. Strange things happen here. People say there's another Bermuda Triangle, and it's near Asia. This theory is debunked. The Illuminati really does have a symbol, and it really is an eye in a triangle. But the group doesn't exist anymore. The Illuminati caused a lot of trouble. The Bavarian government banned secret societies on March 2nd, 1785. This marked the end of the group. That means that the symbol could not be from the Illuminati. So, where was it from? The symbol has its roots in Christianity. The earliest example is in old paintings. For example, the painting Super aut Immodus was painted in 1525. It was later updated in the 1600s. The painting includes the symbol. The triangle stood for the Trinity. The Trinity is a Christian belief that God has three persons in one. He is the Father, Son, and Holy Spirit. The eye also has a meaning. It symbolizes God's eye. Triangles have been popular culture for a long time. Famous composers even use the triangle instrument. Composers are people who write music. These composers include Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart and Ludwig van Beethoven. They use the triangle in their concerts. Pink Floyd had a triangle on an album cover. Pink Floyd was a famous rock band in the 1970s. In the 1990s, Jay-Z and other musicians made the sign popular. It stood for diamonds. Does this mean the music industry is full of Illuminati? No. It just means it's a trend. The pyramid and eye weren't on the dollar bill until 1935. President Franklin D. Roosevelt added it. The triangle symbolizes strength. The eye symbolizes America's good fortunes. It is also refers to the people who founded the U.S. government. They were Christians. The triangle is a symbol of many things. It could also mean the past, the present, and the future. Chapter 3. Bohemian Grove. The Conspiracy. Many Illuminati members are said to meet once a year in July. They meet in a private place in Monte Rio, California. Many of the most powerful men in the world are there. These include presidents, actors, writers, singers, and businessmen. Clint Eastwood, Mark Twain, President Richard Nixon, and President Ronald Reagan all have attended. The meeting is very secretive. No outsiders are allowed. Women aren't allowed either. Video footage of Bohemian Grove has been leaked. The videos show the members in robes and hoods. They gather around in a huge owl statue. They even chant together. Is Bohemian Grove an Illuminati gathering? The owl is another symbol of the Illuminati. It's debunked. Bohemian Grove is an actual party that happens every year. However, the members are not the Illuminati. Instead, they are all famous men who work together. They make business plans at this party. Powerful people are more powerful together. That's why they meet. Certain things that happen at Bohemian Grove are strange, but this isn't proof that the Illuminati is real. It only proves that famous people do strange things. However, Bohemian Grove still might be bad, but not in the way people think. Women aren't invited to the meeting. People say this is sexist. Sexism is the belief that only one sex is better than the other. Chapter 4. New World Order. The Conspiracy. The Illuminati is very powerful, and they all plan to become even more powerful. In fact, they want to make their own government. Forget ruling a country. They want to rule the world. This is called the New World Order conspiracy. In the New World Order, the Illuminati would control everything. There would be a single government head, language, and currency. A currency is a system of money, and there would be no religion. Many believe this is already happening. It is starting with the United Nations, the UN. The UN is an organization where the government works together. Is the UN secretly trying to control the world? The New World Order conspiracy has been around for decades. President George H.W. Bush talked about the New World Order. This was in the 1990s. But he was not talking about the Illuminati. He was trying to promote peace. Debunked. The New World Order is a very scary idea. It is possible that it could happen. In fact, someone tried doing that. In 1930s and 40s, German leader Adolf Hitler tried taking over the world. He terrorized and hurt many people. This included millions of Jewish people. More than 10 million people died because of his decisions. Thankfully, he was stopped. The UN is not a new world order. The UN focuses on making peace and ending poverty. But the UN isn't perfect. It has made poor decisions. But this doesn't mean it's trying to take over the world. It would be hard for the UN to turn into a government of the entire world. Every country would need to agree. But countries disagree with each other all the time. Some say the UN has too much power. Some say it makes too many bad decisions. These are opinions. These aren't facts. And this isn't proof that the UN is part of the Illuminati. The UN was founded after World War II. That was in 1939 through 1945. It is made up of 193 countries and independent nations. Chapter 5. Rothschild Family. The Conspiracy. The Rothschild family helped create the Illuminati. This European family owns many big banks. They are very rich. They started their bank company in the 1760s. This is only a few years before the Illuminati started. By the 1800s, they were the richest people on earth. They used their money to help the Illuminati. In return, the Illuminati did what the Rothschild family wanted. Some people believe the Rothschild family controls the economy. Economy means the way goods and services are exchanged. Today, the Rothschild family has hundreds of billions of dollars. Are they using this money to fund the Illuminati? The Rothschild family has a saying. It is Concordia Integritas Industria. This is Latin for harmony, integrity, industry. Debunked. It is true that the Rothschild family is rich, but there is no evidence that they funded the Illuminati. The Rothschild family and the Illuminati started around the same time. This is just a coincidence. Coincidences aren't proof. Thanks to hard work, members of the Rothschild family became international bankers. The family also owned other businesses. They owned businesses in mining, energy, real estate, and winemaking. Since the early 1800s, the family is well known for sharing its riches to support the arts and education. This conspiracy has roots in anti-Semitism. Anti-Semitism means being racist towards Jewish people. The Rothschild family is Jewish. People who are racist think that certain races are better than others. Throughout history, Jewish people have experienced much racism. It is important to end racism of all kinds. The Rothschild family is unfortunately tied to many conspiracy theories. Now that we've gone over just the generalization of everything, let's talk about the spotlight and thinking tools. Scientists and philosophers have a tool they use to solve problems. Philosophers are people who study ideas like right and wrong. This tool is called the Occam's razor. It is named after William of Ockham. William of Ockham was an English philosopher and Christian monk. Monks are men who devote their lives to religion. William was born in 1285 and died in 1347. He said that the less complicated explanation is usually true. For example, let's say we find a fallen tree over a hole. Erica thinks the tree fell in a storm. The hole was always been there. Brent thinks magical creatures placed the tree over the hole. He believes the hole is hiding something. He believes there is a treasure in the hole. Which story is more likely to be true? Erica's story, of course. The same is true of conspiracies. The Illuminati conspiracy is very complicated. It is simpler to believe that the Illuminati ended long ago. Generalizations. People often make generalizations. A generalization is a broader idea made from specific examples. Generalizations are usually inaccurate. They do not tell the whole story. The whole story is more complicated than the generalization. Here's an example. Maggie is attacked by a dog. This upsets her. Maggie generalizes that all dogs are mean. Even when she meets a friendly dog, she is scared. Maggie should not be scared of every dog. Not all dogs are mean. The same generalizations are sometimes made about people. People generalize about races. Races are groups of people with similar characteristics. People make generalizations about different cultures. However, generalizations can be very hurtful. No one should be making a generalization about a person or group of people. Chapter 6. The Verdict. Now we see how this conspiracy theory formed. At one time, the Illuminati did exist. The group was secretive, it was made up of spies, but the group no longer exists. It's understandable why some people believe in the Illuminati. There are many difficult questions. How is the Illuminati symbol everywhere? Why do rich men get together at Bohemian Grove? Will the United Nations turn into a new world order? These are all really good questions, and they have good answers. The Illuminati symbol is actually a Christian symbol. It is everywhere because the U.S. founders were Christian. The rich go to Bohemian Grove to do business together. It's just tradition. The UN is more concerned with peace than world domination. Some things are still mysteries, though. For example, why do Bohemian Grove members dressed in robes, and why do they chant to a large owl statue? Why do famous people make a triangle with their hands? Is it really just a trend? More research needs to be done. Perhaps you can get to the bottom of it. Until then, this conspiracy theory has been debunked. Or has it? What do you think? If you are a young one, or if you have young ones and you would love to try to involve this into your lives and try to educate your child or children, you can try this. Ask an adult to help you research the Freemasons. Why do people think they're the Illuminati in disguise? Make a secret society with a few of your friends. See how long you can keep it a secret. Take a walk around town with your family. See how many triangles you can find. Investigate whether this is proof of the Illuminati. Examine a dollar bill. Can you find other symbols? Research what these symbols mean. With an adult's help, research other secret societies. Why do you think they existed? Do you think they still exist? Thank you for listening to today's story in this series of Debunked. This was called The Illuminati Controls Everything. I hope you learned something today, and I hope that you will take what you learned and share it with others. If you would like me to read the other books that are in this series, please comment down below which one out of the list that you would like for me to read next. We have The Civilization Was Reset, The Earth is Flat, The Moon Landing Was Fake, The Reptilian Elite Rules Us, The Simpsons Predict the Future, Time Travel is Real, and We Live in an Alternate Universe. I hope you enjoyed today's video, and I hope you guys come back for more. And if you enjoyed this playlist would not be as long as any of my other videos, and any other videos that are consisting of this series won't be as long as this one was. Only reason it was as long is because I put a good intro at the very beginning, so you guys were aware of what the whole point of this whole playlist is about. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you have, please consider subscribing. Please hit that like button and hit that notification bell so you will know when I'll put a new video up. And if this wasn't your forte, that is fine. You can check out my other videos. I look forward to hearing what you guys have to say and reading your comments, and I hope you guys have a great day, and I hope you learned something today. Thanks for watching.